The Roman Empire conquered half the world, but nobody ever talks about the secret weapon that made it possible. It wasn't their legions, their roads, or even their incredible engineering. It was their ability to make concrete that could heal itself underwater. Today, concrete is known to be one of the most destructive building materials in human history. But Roman concrete was literally alive. Instead of getting weaker over time, it got stronger. And it all started with a volcano. When the Romans needed to build something big, they would find a volcano nearby and start digging. They would mix the volcanic ash with lime and seawater, and the result was a chemical reaction that created an incredibly strong concrete that could be used underwater. While modern concrete crumbles after just 50 years, Roman structures are still standing 2,000 years later. The Pantheon's dome is still the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. But here's the crazy part. Roman concrete could repair its own cracks. When seawater seeped into tiny fractures, it would react with the volcanic ash and create new crystalline structures that would seal the damage. Their harbors and underwater foundations became more durable with every storm. The Romans basically built an empire on infrastructure that maintained itself. Their aqueducts, bridges and harbor walls required almost zero maintenance because the concrete was constantly regenerating. This gave them a massive advantage over every other civilization in the ancient world. While the Egyptians and Greeks were constantly rebuilding their structures, the Romans built once, and it was almost good to go forever. Concrete was so important to the Romans that they developed new tools and techniques just for concrete. You know those little pebbles that you sometimes see in concrete? The Romans would throw those pebbles into the mix. They didn't have a fancy name for it, but basically every time they mixed concrete, they were recycling microplastics. Unfortunately, the recipe died with the fall of Rome and wasn't rediscovered until 1500 years later. In 2017, scientists finally figured out how Roman concrete worked. We've been trying to reverse engineer it ever since because our concrete is destroying the planet. While Roman concrete was carbon negative, meaning it absorbed carbon dioxide as it cured, our production of concrete accounts for 8% of global carbon emissions. If we can figure out how to make concrete that heals itself, we wouldn't need to demolish and rebuild as often. We could fix cracks as they appear instead of waiting for an entire structure to crumble. Maybe we could even make our buildings and infrastructure last millennia instead of decades. Concrete might be the most destructive building material in human history, but maybe, just maybe, we can make it better.